Hey guys, I'm Jerusha and you're watching Jerusha Couture TV. I'm feeling so sexy because I'd like to thank today's video sponsor, and that is none other than Skims. I cannot tell you what an absolute super fan, like fanatical fan I am of Emma Grede. I think as a woman in business, as I am, to see an entrepreneurial just juggernaut like her, and the way she gives not just 150% to every single company she builds, she invests in, she becomes part of, she envelops the entire brand, and she's so humble. I have honestly listened to every podcast, the BOF, every single outlet that's spoken about her, given tips, just in the way of inspiration, especially in entrepreneurial businesswomen areas, but also in fashion, like just fashion forward thinking and smart. So incredibly smart. Then pair up with quite obviously the world's most famous socialite and join powers and create a form of niche that is needed for an across the board target market. This is your traditional packaging. However, this was the collaboration with Skims, sorry to blind you, and Swarovski. Hence the reason dripping in these crystals, because they are Swarovski. Skims partnered with Swarovski to do a limited collection of their famous Skims bodycon, body conscious waist trainers, support bras. They go so far now for all shapes, sizes and skin tones, and it's just so inclusive and so amazing. Swarovski tissue paper, Skims Swarovski, and look at this. I hope it does it justice. These it's doing it justice. Look at this. Oh my gosh. Because I just go all the way in for you guys, like all the way with the Swarovski, we're going to put this on for you. We are on the curvier side, but I'm going to wear this for this video. Okay, we are in it. And this is the commitment to the channel. Oh my god, would you just look at this skirt. I am in a Skims Swarovski skirt. So this is the high-rise pencil skirt in black. I'm gonna stand back. It's completely out of focus back here, but just so you can see the length of it, and I am tall girl and I've got stilettos on, but I want to stand back so you can see the Swarovski. Look at it. I hope you can see what it looks like on the actual camera in the viewfinder. I'm like literally glittering. I hope you can see that. I feel like I'm doing the salsa. But honestly, it is like Skims, and it's just so beautiful. I will definitely link this below. If it is still in stock in the black, I know this was one of the most popular colors. They did do it in all different colorways, but I tell you what guys, this is so comfortable and it's so easy to sit and be in, so it's not as if it's uncomfortable because there are crystals on it. That is the most amazing thing to show you as a sponsor. Skims are amazing, Emma is amazing, the Kardashian family is amazing. In entrepreneurial business, trust me, it's sensational. I just can't stop touching it. Today's video is unfortunately regrets. This is going to purely be handbag regrets, because otherwise we will be here forever. There are other little regrets here and there that aren't handbags. You know, they might be SLGs, they might be like a pair of sunglasses once, but my collection has ebbs and flowed for so long. If you've followed me, then you will have seen the changes. And sadly, as sad as it is, and it is sad, it becomes really based on brands, and that's where it's sad. It might be something that you loved, but you're not reaching for, you're not using, so therefore you use the finances, and that's what's smart, okay? I just rewatched Freya's whole my handbag collection from last year. It's really, really great. I'll link it here. She's so gorgeous. The way she opens that video is fantastic. I've opened a video like that before, is that, you know, money don't grow on trees. We don't buy and show you and sell for content. We buy and we use and we don't use, and we fall out of love and we don't reach for. And the way she explained that was just spot on. But I have picked out my most famous regrets in handbags. So let's start, shall we? How I'm going to do this is I'm going to throw the picture up here. I started selling items through vlog sales on the channel, which a lot of us did. It started getting really hairy once there was a bigger following. There was far more scams involved. We weren't sure of actual purchases, seeing payments go through, shipping, so on and so forth. Then probably around 2016, I started selling to consignment companies, ones I had obviously been in contact to, mostly in Australia. And even then, I feel like it was still so new in the sense of resellers. It was harder to play back then and to know what you were doing. I then went to places like Vestiaire Collective and worked with them. There's different policies with companies like that. Then I started working with Fashion File. Obviously, that was smoother transactions. It was difficult because I'm in Australia. Dollars, shipping, things like that, insurance. So it really got to a stage where I needed to know what I was doing, and if I was to sell these items in a space, it's hard to explain, in a space of a time, how many was I going to sell? Was it worth it? Is it worth the insurance? I'm not right in the center of the world, okay? I'm at the bottom of the planet. So for me, personally, it was a little bit trickier to choose. I then started going to Farfetch in the last sort of 5-6 years because they started selling, and they were really strong in the sense of it was quick, it was fast, they would move the items on. I did deal with a few consignment companies in London, but then again, see the whole, it's far easier for any subbies that are watching, especially in the USA and in Europe. It's far easier trade-wise, okay? We're still back in the horse and cart era. So I'm gonna do this in most regret. Want to literally just punch myself out. Why? And there is answers, of course, but the number one biggest regret, and this is simply because I didn't think it through. I didn't think it through for what it was, and that was this. This is the Chanel mini rectangular flap in the chevron, Harlequin chevron. What do I say? After all these years, there is still technical errors. Let's just pretend that didn't happen, okay? Days later, let's just pretend that didn't happen. So where were we? Yes, chevron Harlequin, number one. And it even comes over my Birkin. Mainly because of the unicorn that it is, and only the unicorn it is. I didn't use it. It was shelf candy, and I deeply regret it. I got this from consignment, pre-owned anyway. However, it was pretty much in brand new condition, excellent condition. So yes, deep regret. That is number one. I want to say tied with my Birkin. So next, my Birkin 35 centimeter in gold Togo with gold hardware. This was my pregnancy bag. My first Birkin that I got when I was pregnant with my first child, Mussy. who is now 7. In the process of moving it out, was I worrying, or months after or a while after was I worrying? No. Am I worrying now? Yes. But is that because this is sitting here? Yes. The idea to accumulate Hermes now is because obviously if you start being offered bags or getting bags new from the boutique, so new from the boutique, fashion file, but far higher price tag than my 35 Birkin was, and that was off the Japan consignment market, which is a huge market, honestly. Japan consignment is amazing. Yeah, the feeling of copping out or saying, oh, like, you know, out with the old, in with the new type thing, and it is hindsight, but at the time I wasn't feeling it. Now I am feeling it. So that's why I add it as a major regret coming in at number 2, because now I feel it. Now I feel like if I had a 35, the gold was unbelievable. We have the Picotin in gold. It's that feeling now. It was kind of a double thought, like, should I do it? But when you're turning around being offered a brand new Kelly, it's just kind of like, okay, I need to fund this. Out we go. Out we go. What's a high price tag item? So that would be Unicorn 1, Sentimental 2, definitely with the Birkin. But next up, Unicorn would definitely be this. This is the rectangular flap, so mini flap in the sateen, in the Chanel logo. I can't remember which collection it was. I got asked the other day if I still had it and did I want to part with it from a consignment store, and I was like, no. I just wrote back, no. This is a unicorn regret. Again, big dollar signs. So moved it out. I had purchased this Kelly. We're talking, okay, we're talking 17, converted 21. Okay, that's a deposit on an apartment. I think so many people kind of go, oh, you sold that, like you boycotted, or, you know, like you said it was a forever bag or you're never going to part. When you sit there and you're offered something of these price tags, you know, at the end of the day, if you can move something out in these collections to then fund something else, I mean, that's just smart, right? It's smart banking. But this, major regret. Again, unicorn. Third in for a unicorn would be this. This is the Tiffany blue mini rectangle. Lambskin gold hardware, champagne gold hardware. Same story why we parted with it, accumulating, and that was another thing. Feeling flustered. This is really kind of hard to describe. Feeling like claustrophobic or flustered by seeing it, sort of sitting here or going, oh my god, I have too many of those bags. I have too many of the same bags, and I feel like this is where this band kind of happened with the rectangular mini flap. I was just kind of consuming and at a level where it was fast. It was really fast pace, you know. The chevron was 10,000. This Tiffany blue, new from the boutique. Yes, new from the boutique. Great prices at the time. 6.5 or something. Feeling claustrophobic, so that one went. Regret. And that's more of, I did use it. It wasn't shelf candy. The other two were shelf candy that were kind of unicorns. And yeah, just regret. I still have an SLG in the Tiffany blue. Next up is this unicorn. Yes, this is another unicorn in the mini rectangular flap in the chevron lambskin in the, I kind of feel like it's like rose potpourri kind of color, like the same as my garden party. It's that sort of rose potpourri, purpley pink undertone. It was beautiful. I used it. It was new from the boutique. It was gorgeous. Yes, a unicorn. These unicorn colors that came in, especially around that time. I feel like Karl Lagerfeld had done classic for so long at like the bottom of the 2000s, and then started to really diverse into these hit colors that just took off. Really like a shopping center collection, like it all just was boom. It became like rainbow party. So it's part unicorn, part sentimental, but either way, just regrets, okay? Regrets across the board. This is a major regret, and no, not unicorn in the sense of I could never get it again and it's such a price increase, but this is the full crystal encrusted reissue Prada collection that they did. Now I regret it because yes, I can find it again, and it's not necessarily a massive price increase like you're paying after sales. I am paying pre-loved premiums for any of those other Chanel unicorns. With this, I can probably even find it pre-loved, or I think it may still be in the collection new. But it's just that feeling of like, would I spend it again? I had it, so that's why I regret it. That's a really good point. I had it, so that's why I regret it. It's not the feeling of going, it was a unicorn, I sold it and I'm such an idiot and I'm never going to spend 20 grand to buy it back. It's just that feeling of like, you had it, you sold it, would you part with the money again? Ugh, that's so annoying. This is gonna hurt. This should be up in like 2 or 3 in the sentimental. This is gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt you guys, probably more than it hurts me. It does hurt me. It's obviously regrets in this video, but I sold my medium vintage double flap in lambskin leather 24 karat gold plated hardware that I got back in my city apartment. I think it was my first ever even vintage resale pre-loved, my first flap bag, and I sold it. Wasn't using it. I sold it before our renovations to this house, which I don't know if in a vlog I went into depth, but all of this level where my studios are, all this level was getting really bad, like had humid problems, and I was so scared for my bags, and I was so worried about the vintage double flap because those kind of lambskin leathers are really prone to mildew building. But I sold my vintage double flap. Is it the commitment to that actual one? Yes. Would I get it back? No, because I think it's the commitment and the sentimental value of that actual handbag, so there's no point. It's like, you know, slap on the wrist to me, like, why'd you do it? Why'd you do it? You were just in a pinch type thing. I'm freaking out. I don't know what to do. Move it on type thing. As a collector or as a YouTuber who shows these items, uses these items, doesn't use these items. I had someone come for me the other day on Instagram going, you just buy it to put it as a background. Yeah, no shit. I do. And that's okay too. I don't buy it just to use it. I will never use my Pearl Mini. I'll never ever use it. And why? Because it doesn't call for my lifestyle, 1. 2, I never knew that was going to be a ridiculous unicorn now. $37,000 US I just got offered to sell this for. I bought it for $6,500 Australian. So that's like double US. So you don't know. You can't necessarily call it. Enthusiasts can't even necessarily call it either. But at the same time, I don't have the ability to use every single one of these bags all the time. My lifestyle doesn't always call for it. But am I going to collect it and keep it and or sell it off? Yes, I am. And that is also our prerogative. Do we do it just to unbox? No. What? Why would anyone go out and spend $5,000 just go, this guys, and then, no, there's no point. What for? There is no point. So to say we're collectors, yes, it makes sense. To say we move items through and move them out if we're not using them, yes, that makes sense too. It's just smart. Okay, these all come kind of like subcategory handbag regrets because it's just more of like, they are my worst regrets, all of those. Emotionally, sentimentally, and unicorn. Like, unicorn category means I would never buy it back because I bought it either at retail or at the most ridiculous price. And now, like the Harlequin chevron, a mini rectangular is like $12,000 US. It's just, but you don't see it is what I was trying to say earlier. So these are all kind of bandwidth down here of just general regrets. And again, quite a lot of Chanel because the resale is brutal. This was a little peach camera bag that I got from Bondi Junction. It was just really, really cute as like a vanity camera bag because of it was a bit different. Do you know what I mean? I liked the color, didn't use it, sat on my shelf, but loved it nonetheless. And it was just, it was very different. It had a front pocket. It was just a little bit different. So that's why the feeling of regret. Next up was this chevron Trendy CC, and it was so, so beautiful because it was in that kind of like light matte kind of fairy floss pink, not like this guy, like it was matte, but it was just a really nice tone of pink. I used it once and never used it again. It was lambskin. I was scared ishless and scared of color transfer mostly, but great bag, top handle, whatnot. Regret it because I just think it was such a pretty item in my collection. So I regret, again, this is a general category down here. Just if I wanted to have it back in my collection, regret that. This is a big regret, mainly because new from the boutique, ain't no one paying these prices. No, I'm sorry, I'm not buying a Capucin's new from the boutique. No way. On the resale market from Japan consignment stores, you can find it really, really, really great prices. In good condition, sure. Would I spend the money again? Yes. Yes and no. Not on this. This wasn't new. This is it in the beige. I also had it in the black with the fuchsia lining with silver hardware. It's the same as this bag. This is the most functional handbag. The leather is stunning, the Tyrolean leather. It's similar to like Togo. It's as hard wearing as Togo. It's not as soft as Clemence from Hermes, but it is the most functional handbag ever. Truthfully, I loved using these handbags and I used both all the time. I loved them both so much. That's the Capucin's in the BB size. I don't like any bigger. The BB size from Louis Vuitton. Again, in this category, this is the Chanel drawstring bucket bag. Did they do this in any other sizes? No, I think this was a seasonal piece. A lot of these other little ones I'm showing you are seasonal pieces other than the mini rectangular, which is not necessarily classic, but it will come back. So this was a seasonal piece and this was in a beautiful navy blue in caviar leather. To see this caviar leather, you would be like, oh my God, it's so beautiful to touch because it wasn't a pillow bag, but it was soft. Champagne gold hardware, shoulder. I could crossbody it. It was hits high, but everything hits high on me because I'm tall and curvy, so what's the difference? So I've got two in this year. I'm like, I'm gonna go for it because who cares? Even if it hits here, like, you know, I loved the micro Lady Dior last year because I'm just like, I'm over it. I'm so over it. If I love it, I'm over the strap drop length on me because I'm tall throughout everything. Moving on to this guy. And I've mentioned it already because I unboxed it last year in the terracotta, again from Fashionphile. This in the tangerine was from Fashionphile and it was in the drummed leather. So this is the Celine Nano luggage. The Nano luggage is the most perfect size. And I said in that unboxing that I just did at the end of last year, when I unboxed the terracotta from Fashionphile, it was in the smooth calfskin. So it went back because I want to get it again in the drummed. This is a bag on this regrets list that I am gonna get back. I am. It is so user friendly. It is just, I've said it so many times. I said it in a review. I think I did a review on the tangerine. And then of course I said it in the terracotta like 800 times. It's so user friendly. It's a beautiful, beautiful classic Celine bag. It is so classic. Let's finish this off with this guy. Again, this is the across the board category. I mean, all of these across the board regret, would want to get back. The only one in this whole list that I'm pretty sure I will get back is the Celine Nano that I just showed, and this is the Chanel Medium Deauville Tote. This was so gorgeous because I bought it new from the boutique. This was on one of my absolute massive spending sprees. It was in the navy with the metallic gold thread and had the, obviously the Deauville has the shoulder straps and the top handles, all of that in leather. But again, to have it in the lurex, it was like lurex fabric canvas. So it was hard wearing, and it was kind of, I let go of it because I felt like it was a double up with the Neverfulls, which are just kind of everywhere. And at the time I had a PM, so that's an MM. GM's in my car, and I had a PM as well. And it was just getting, again, claustrophobic. So we moved that one on. So that, in 2 parts, how embarrassing, is my handbag major regrets list. It is, hand on heart. If there is another handbag, it's not major. Like, it doesn't hurt. All of those hurt. As I said, the kind of subcategories are hurt, but they're just kind of like move around type thing. The top categories, ridiculous. Ridiculous. What do I take away from this? I take away, I understand that at the time there was a reason, and at the time I didn't have the feeling. So I might, you know, move on the Birkin, I might sell the Kelly, and everyone now, if you watch my videos, knows that is a brand new giftable Kelly 25 in orange, gold hardware, and it is not going to get used. I don't like Cellier, I don't like Epsom. Why did I buy it? Because I was offered it, and I am such an enthusiast that I'm not gonna walk past that, like, ever. The same with the Birkin. If I was offered a Birkin, same thing. And that's just how my story goes. If I sat here and looked at this collection now and sort of said, at this moment, you know, would I part with this trunk? Would I part with that? And how would it feel at the time? Obviously, you're doing something in the moment for a reason, financially, which is most of my reasons, or no use, that's a lot of reasons, or you just don't, you're over it. You want to cycle it out of your collection and move on to maybe a new brand, a different brand, and that's your story. That's what's happening. But nonetheless, that is my video. That is my video for my handbag, luxury handbag regrets video, truthfully, and that's just all round. That's not like saying this year. No, that's all round, absolutely. But I would like to thank today's video sponsor, once again, cannot believe it, the one and only Skims. So if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you guys have luxury handbag regrets, leave me a comment below what your number 1 is, okay? Jerusha's mini rectangular chevron harlequin, okay? Don't forget it. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel already and wish to do so, guys, I would super appreciate that. There is a link below. I hope everybody is doing really well, guys. Take care. Peace.